Happy Friday, everybody. This is our first team meeting of 2023, but it's happening on the wrong day at the wrong time. But that's for a reason. Before we get into week two, there's some info I wanted to get out to all students. But usually these will take place on Tuesday. It's a Team Tuesday, and usually in your third block. But today we're doing it now to catch the most people before we get to week two. So here we go. It's term three. This first week has gone really well, and I really appreciate everybody contributing to that. Classes have gone smoothly. I think new people have gotten oriented pretty fast. We haven't just like hit you in the face with a ton of rules and procedures this first week. We're kind of trickling them out in manageable chunks. So here is your first big chunk from me. We've got good momentum going, but we've got to sustain it. Usually the first day is like really well attended, and already we've had a few absences starting to trickle in. We need to start strong and remain strong throughout the term. Make sure that you're here on a regular basis. Attendance is the first thing we're talking about. It is vital to your success at JSC. There are attendance policies everywhere in the district, and they're fairly similar throughout. We manage ours pretty tightly, though. Um, for instance, like if you've already missed a day this term, you are over the rate at which you must attend. You can essentially miss about one day every 2 weeks of school and remain within our attendance policy. We've gone, this is day 4. Um, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you've missed one of those days, you are not attending at a rate that is sustainable. Now, yeah, maybe you actually got sick this week and you won't be for 3. That's fine, but you need to be aware of the rate at which you're attending school. You cannot remain on our roster if you are chronically violating our attendance policy. So the next thing we're talking about is the fact that if you are a chronic attendant or a egregious attendance violator in term 1, and that means you had, I'm being dang generous here, 7 or more absences, you have compulsory AST starting next week. You will attend those ASTs to get the credit from term 2 and remain on our roster. There's no strategizing here to like try to beat the clock, and there's not enough ASTs to make up time. We use ASTs, after school tutoring, to make up missed time in class in a one-to-one fashion. One missed day over on attendance means you have 4 ASTs to make up. Like I say, I'm being very generous, letting some people who went over 4 last term basically get away with a couple of absences. 7 is outrageous, and we will not be doing that this term. This is kind of a new strategy here. Now we've got the whole term ahead of us, but we are holding these early ASTs, only a few, only for the people who need to make up time. And they're mandatory. And if you don't get come to them, you will not get your term 2 credit. And then we'll meet about your potential drop from this program. I know that's threatening and like whatever, but we are serious. Frankly, a couple of you told me last term that you went ahead and missed another day, and in further violation of the attendance policy, because you didn't think that we would actually make you make it up. You will. Moving on. Yes. Mark your calendars, attendance violators. I'll be meeting with you this afternoon. But you must make arrangements for after school tutoring to, one, be there. And also, there will be no special arrangements if you have like a flex schedule. ASTs are from 3 to 4:30, period. Make arrangements for your transportation and presence. Absolutely, no exceptions. Okay, moving on. Other people, just make sure you're here. We'll be informing you if you're missing too much and calling you and bothering you and whatever, but make sure you're here. Our primary value at this school is engagement, and that happens in the classrooms during the day. We don't assign homework. as a rule. You cannot possibly participate in a satisfactory way from a distance. It's nice if you try to keep up with work on days you have to be gone, but it is not a substitute for being in class. So, and simply physically being in class isn't enough either. You need to be there and engaged. At the high school, I think it's more possible to kind of slink into your hood or earbuds or the back of the class or not make eye contact and just kind of skate by and not participate. You can't do that here. You have to be engaged in your class activities, and your teachers are working like crazy to make them engaging and fun and different, an alternative to what you're used to, which is typically a textbook and line by line instructions that aren't terribly rich. You've got a lot of projects here. You've got a lot of class discussion. You've got opportunities that are only get better when you really engage in them. So do that. Make our days rich. They go really fast when they're active. So make sure you're doing that. That is an expectation here. Oh yeah, VLCs. I switched the slide and didn't talk about it. VLC started Tuesday. So you have an accurate pacing guide. If you've taken a VLC before at the high school, frankly, they're not managed very well. You have to get to 60% completion, and the hours aren't really set. And we customize our classes to have exactly the amount of hours we expect you to complete. So your expectation of completion is 100%. You have to finish the class, but it's a manageable chunk already. So because of that, and your start and end dates are what they're supposed to be, you have an accurate pacing guide. If you're behind, you'll have a color-coded kind of message. If you're on pace, I think it's maybe blue. If you're ahead, it's green. I've noticed that a lot of people are already ahead of pace. I appreciate you all doing that. A few people haven't even started, which the first week is the first week, but it is time to get started. So make sure you're keeping up with those. They are part of your graduation plan. If you set a graduation date and have a VLC, it's required for that date that you planned on. So not finishing it means we have to change your plan. Let's not do that. Get them done. Requests for retakes must be submitted via the VLC help request on the Team Tuesday page. We'll do a quick little tour of the Team Tuesday page here in just a second. But that form notifies everyone on staff. If you just email me, one, I'm not going to make it a priority because you didn't follow directions. Two, I might be busy for days. Potentially, and not get to it. That form will notify everyone, and then you'll get a quick response that way. So like when Jaden messages me over Christmas break, hey, can I have retakes? And I'm trying to enjoy my coffee on a weekend, one of the few days off that I have. It's a little annoying. I think Aiden emailed me at 6 a.m. this morning. Use the VLC help request, please. Bathrooms. Our bathroom arrangement isn't ideal. It works. They're small. They're cold. They're few, and we are many. Use the bathrooms quickly and efficiently. Don't overuse them. Don't use them for leisure time. Certainly don't disrespect our bathrooms because people clean those, and the person who cleans those here, his name is Doug. He's my friend, and if you disrespect our bathrooms, you disrespect him, and I will be angry with you. Be a responsible adult. Be good to our space. We need it to function, and it's ours. So respect our bathrooms in addition to everything else. Food and phones, etc. Outside food must be consumed in the cafeteria. That's drinks too. I've seen people coming in with Sonic drinks that frankly are averse to the health of a human being to begin with, but cannot be taken to class for sure. So if you bring one of those, you've got to down it in the morning. Only vessels that are allowed in class are approved water bottles, which I believe we need to get some more of those, but anything, it's got a seal. Water's fine. and coffee bar approved coffee lidded mugs. Mr. Oni is in charge of that. But yeah, you can't take outside stuff to class. Cell phones. As a societal issue, I mean, I struggle with managing my cell phone use, and it's something I, am deliberately trying to work on myself. In schools, they've kind of become like a huge problem. We don't expect that you do not have a cell phone or that you never ever use it. What we do expect is that classroom time is for classroom activities. So it is a campus-wide policy that you may not have your cell phone out in class unless explicitly given permission to do so by a teacher. You may have a cell phone break time built into class. That is up to your teacher. You may have an activity that it makes sense to use your cell phone. Explicit means it is spoken and like known to everyone, and the teacher has told you that. Otherwise, they need to be away. And, we can define, a lot of teenagers think that away is face up on the table. It isn't. It's not leaning against your Chromebook where you can see a light or access it. It is away in that you can't even be distracted by it. In a bag. Away. I don't like. If you become a lawyer on this and want to argue with me, it will not go well for you. Just, you know what I mean. We don't want them to be a distraction. Make sure they're not out. And then also don't act like you're being persecuted by some tyrannical government if that phone gets confiscated and taken to the office for the rest of the day because you violated the policy. Just don't do it. We've got things to do in class. Engage in those things. It will make your life better. I promise. We don't all want to be device addicted zombies. We're rich, full, active people whose lives are supplemented and made better by these devices, but not consumed by it. You know what I mean? I heard this interesting thing the other day, and I've talked to a few people about this, but it was kind of a new concept to me, and it seemed right. And it kind of said that one of the evils of our devices, like a cell phone, is that even when we're at home, say on break and Christmas or something, they don't allow us to ever get to abject boredom, to get to like full, I'm so bored, I'm going to get up and do something. They just keep us below that threshold and at a sustained low level boredom so that we remain in it. And it's a kind of liminal Kafkian hell because you just never leave it. And it's not terrible, but it's not good. It's just boring. Yeah, when I remember being a kid or whatever in the summertime and the boredom was like so overwhelming that you would like yell and be like, I've got to do something. I'm riding my bike to the pool. I'm going to go build a fort in the woods. I'm going to, I don't know, start a fight with my sister. But whatever it was at least something that wasn't just endless doom scrolling. Anyhow, don't use your cell phones in class. Be good. Driving and parking. I'm not going to go through all of the things right here. There is a separate standalone driving, parking, writing, dismissal procedure video that is linked down on the Team Tuesday page. Teachers show that after this one. Everyone must view it. And also then we'll start getting our new people driving permits and whatever they need. But that is not just for drivers. It's for everyone. So pay attention. Phone number update. There is also a form on here for student contact information. I need your phone number. I promise I won't abuse it, but we need to know how to get a hold of you if, say, we need to send out like a text notification or you're absent and I'm trying to get a hold of you. I promise you the only reason I will ever really bother you, and we will bother you when you're not here, is to make sure that you are getting credits and staying on our roster and getting to school. You can talk to veterans. Yeah, like I might even, is this still? Sorry, I got timed out and thought I lost my whole recording, but not so. Yeah, you can talk to veterans. I think most of them would say they appreciate the kind of contact we maintain if you're not here. I will run and pick people up. I'll, you know, maybe wake you up and you get here before lunch and then only miss a half a day instead of sleeping all day like teenagers can sometimes. Um, Anyhow, need your phone number and whatnot in that form, so fill it out. Um, we have a coffee bar. We operate this on a quarterly basis. Mr. Oni is the czar of coffee. Um, and he graciously gives it away in infinite amounts for $5 a term. But that is, you need to be officially on the books to do that. So talk to Mr. Oni if you want to be a coffee bar member. Cat Time and Study Hall. We have a weekly rotating block of activities and or study hall. That's kind of a nice way to end the week. If you are all caught up and you haven't missed school, then you can go outside and play basketball or do some crafting or maybe do some gaming or whatever it may be. But if you are missing things or have missed school, you will be in study hall to get those things done. That is not a punishment. It is just a built-in time recovery mechanism. So it's an opportunity to do the things you needed to do. So think of it as such. Today, excuse me, that is scheduled for fourth block. So at the end of the day, we'll be doing some relaxing. I don't think we have a study hall this week because it is the first week. So there's that. CTEC and Flex. Next Thursday, the 12th, CTEC, I think they have a training day or something, so there will be no CTEC. You do not need to report to campus until you have class. So you got lucky on this one. Make sure you got a ride and whatnot, but just be here for the half a day when you attend. But to you, Flex students, anybody who has a partial schedule, we might have a Team Tuesday at a time when you're not here. You are still responsible for that information. What I would recommend is that you follow this YouTube page. It will notify you if there's a new video, and then you can go watch it and get the information. This is the mechanism by which I will get very important all-school information to everyone. You are part of everyone. I believe everyone has been invited to the Team Tuesday page as of this morning, so you should be able to get in there and see links and content and all that. But you might also want to go ahead and follow the YouTube page. We also have been pretty actively posting on our Facebook page as of this year. And so it's pretty cool to see those posts and comments from the community. I don't know. I feel pretty good about it. I feel like really we're getting a lot of love from the community. People recognize that what we do here is very positive. And like I say, that sometimes people have unfounded associations with the term alternative school. And, I kind of resent that. It's cool to have this method to let people kind of see what happens on campus and go, wow, that's really cool. So check those out. Follow our Facebook page, follow our YouTube page, whatever. I believe that concludes today's Team Tuesday, Friday meeting. Hopefully we'll pick up a kind of regular schedule of Team Tuesday meetings next week. But thank you for having a great first week of school. I don't know. I feel really good about this first week. And continue to have, a good third term. Happy Friday. Have a nice weekend. See you. I totally forgot to do the tour of the Team Tuesday page. So here it goes real fast. You use Canvas already. You should have now been invited to a class called Team Tuesday. When you go to the homepage, it looks like this. We got some cool pictures. There's some links, like the study hall list would be there if we had one. Here's the student phone number form. If you click on it, there's just a couple of items there to respond to. We also have a Bright Futures Weekend Snack Pack application. If you could use some supplementary food on the weekend, you can let us know right there, and we'll make that happen. And then right here is where the Team Tuesday video for the week will appear. That's essentially a playlist on YouTube. The latest one is at the top. Down here, we have a counselor request form. If you are in some kind of crisis or just need someone to talk to, You can submit right there and say there's some info about urgency and what type of issue is it. And we will arrange for you to see someone. That is a really important thing and a good resource. Use it if you need it. Right below that is the VLC help request form I mentioned. And so essentially you can just tell us what do you need and it will inform us. Below that, you can see our calendar here if you click on this. You can also add it to your Google View by clicking this button down here. But then you know when cat time is, it'll remind you there's no CTEC next week. That's a nice tool so that every individual doesn't have to put every item on their calendar. You can follow ours. There's also links to the YouTube page, which you should follow, and the Facebook page, which you should follow, our website, where you can show people you can access our photo albums there too. Over here on the left, some people have asked about that. We make those available to you, so you can see right there all the pictures from last term. In fact, we've already started one from this term. There's only one photo as a placeholder, and I just took it to have one, so it's not a very good picture, but it will grow. The driver's video, which you have to watch next, is right here. My hair was longer at the time. Edgenuity login and information is right there in case you forget. If you want to recognize a classmate or a teacher for something nice that they did, you can do that with the character recognition form right there. Here's another link to the student contact info form, phone numbers, etc. Yeah, so there's the Team Tuesday page where we will do all school stuff. Okay, for real, goodbye now.